Food, air, and water are all needed to survive. You know what you don't need to survive? A divorce from a woman who took all your money. That's something you need to avoid at all costs by being prepared as a man. Everyone here knows women do not collect Pokemon cards. The only thing they be collecting is bodies. 3 things to be an alpha prepared male such as myself. Number 1, penis. Check. Elbows not touching. Check. Yeah, now we're talking the good stuff. And number 3, be following the Alpha Opossum podcast over on YouTube for daily, if not hourly, if not minutely advice on how to be a man like me.
What are you doing?
Oh, nothing, babe. Yeah.
Okay, dinner's almost ready.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, she makes dinner because that's what she does for me. Because I'm a man, an alpha man. Hey, what's up, Raptor Sauce Virgin Gang? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Today's stuff I got in the mail relatively recently is going to be this lot of cards right here. It's got a couple Pokemon cards in it, but it's got a lot of Dragon Ball cards in here, especially Launch, which is one of my favorite characters from Dragon Ball Z that just got kind of erased. People kind of tend to forget that Launch essentially exists. I really do appreciate that. This came from Just Joshin. This is them right there. Appreciate you. They're always hanging out in the groups, the live chats, the podcasts, all that stuff. Very good person. I appreciate it. You know, check them out if you want to. I have been told by people that follow me and people that watch my content and people that happen to go peep on me on IG or something like that, that, hey, you're a little bit of a nerd, Opossum. You're a little bit of someone who's not necessarily an alpha. You're not someone who is a big old radiance of manly energy. And to that, you know what I gotta say to that? I mean, yeah, a little bit. That's how it is. I do be a nerd. Yeah, you see this bandage right here that I have on? Yeah, you might have thought I got it from a rough, tough street fight. I was just fucking some people up. Nah, it's covering a big old zit. This was the less distracting option. Thing's huge, by the way. I'm 32 and still get acne like I was 17. That's pretty cool. I like that a whole lot. Yeah, these muscles, these big old pythons I got here, they come right off, man. They're just fake ones right here. This hairline, it's drawn on with a marker, baby. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just a unfortunate soul, and I don't have radiant masculine energy. So what I did was I decided to go out and look at something called red pill content. So if you're unfamiliar with red pill content, this is going to be content specifically for men, how to be a man, how to do things in a manly nature, how to like basically see things for the truth for what they are. And a lot of this is mostly derived towards like men and some stuff that happens to them in society, things that they see and the truth of what it is about being a man. Not saying it can't exist with other things, but that's definitely the popular variety of that stuff right here. And that's there's some good stuff you can take from it. There's definitely some things where it's like, okay, here's the good things about being a man. Here's some good stuff you can do, how to respect yourself, how to exercise, eat right. All that stuff is fantastic, right? There's parts of it where it can get a little weird, but I need to dive into it to actually fix my reputation. I'm not no nerd. I'm nobody's bitchy nerd right here. I'm a big old alpha tough guy, and I'm gonna show y'all what that means. We're gonna take it out right here. So I got this page. They make some content right here. They look kind of familiar, but I'm sure that's just a coincidence. We'll check out a little bit of what they have to say. Let's see if we can actually learn how to be rough, tough men together. Yes, even the women. You guys can also learn how to be men as well. Hey, everyone, you're all men today. Let's get on this man train together.
Cannot control a woman for too long at least. However, you can influence her, which is much more powerful and long lasting. So what is the difference between controlling and influencing? This is controlling. I can't wear this. I can't do that. I can't go there because he'll get mad or he'll leave me. Now this is influence. I'm gonna live this way because this is what is best for him, our relationship, or our family. You can only control people temporarily, especially women. You may get temporary compliance off of the value you provide, but at some point they're going to rebel.
Okay. So that's the general consensus of what you're going to get with this type of content. Once again, there's good things you can take from it. There's definitely things that I think are very good, especially for young men nowadays, where it's like, you know, stay in shape, make sure you're eating well, do some of the things that maybe people didn't tell you to do, look after yourself, have self-respect for yourself to know if someone's taking advantage of you, whether that be a woman or a man or anybody else in between that might be taking advantage of you. Okay, there's some good things you can take out of that. The thing about some of this content, though, is it kind of rides the line a little bit of like, okay, well, you know, compliance, rebellion. There's like key words in there where you're talking about women as if they're like almost like supposed to be controlled by you or something like that. I'm not saying that's how good old boy right here feels like. Once again, very familiar looking. It's just whenever you start looking into it a little bit, it's like you can't control women for too long. I mean, but you can definitely get in their mind and play some sick mind games and basically be like, oh, I should be doing this for him, I should be doing this for that, and just basically get rid of anything that I think of about myself. And that's definitely something you can kind of take from that. There's instances where this could probably be implemented where there are bad people, but like that's the general idea of what you're gonna get from this content. Let's keep going a little bit more, shall we?
Can you fight? Now, I'm not suggesting that you have to be the personification of a professional fighter or a warrior that you might have in mind, but you better be able to do something. Not because it's likely that you're ever going to have to use it, but because if you can't, in the moment where someone you care about needs you, you will never forgive yourself, and maybe you shouldn't.
Oh yeah, Doug, I can fight. Heck yeah, I lied once again. This bandage isn't covering a zit, it's covering a bruise where I got in some big manly muscle fights out there, drank some muscle milk and had some muscles coming out of my asshole. That's what I was happening right there. Can I fight? Once again, not generally bad advice. Make sure you're well enough if you can to do certain things if you need to. Make sure you look after your loved ones. It starts out well enough, okay? There's things you can take from this. There's things that are okay. And I need some of this, right? I need to learn how to look after myself and look after the people in my life that I care about. So whatever, cool. Gets a pass.
Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is sitting around thinking to themselves, how do I make your life better? How do I help you achieve your goals? You are responsible for that. Nobody else is. If the needle's not moving in your life, the only person to blame for that is you. Well, my family doesn't support me. They're your goals. It's your life, not theirs. They have a life. Are they doing what you'd want to do if you were them? Probably not.
Okay, I'll give you that. That's some relatively good advice. So you are ultimately in control of your life. You're ultimately in control of what happens to you, and you can control heavily what's going on. This is definitely not something that's like taken. It's a little bit of like fortune cookie advice. You don't really like tell anybody what to do anything. You're basically just being like, hey, get up and start doing things. But I mean, overall, it's not a bad mentality to have. It's just very generic. You could probably just plug anything in front of the prompter and have them read that stuff. Yeah, dog, look after your life. Look after this. Look after that. Make sure you're doing good. Hell, you could actually open a fortune cookie and almost get this exact same type of advice. That's what's always been hilarious to me about this type of stuff. Just put a little bit of sad music in the background or something. You got yourself a nice little red pill podcaster right there. Okay, cool, whatever. Let's keep going.
People will not like you when you struggle. Struggle is unattractive. Struggle is an unattractive word just to begin with. When people see you struggle, they don't want to be around that. They don't want to be around struggle. Now, when they see struggle with the potential to succeed, they may be coming a little closer. But when they see success, they're all there. But I'm telling you this right now. The people that keep the distance from you when you struggle, you got to double that distance when you succeed.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Everyone likes a good underdog story every now and again. I mean, fucking like the Mighty Ducks is one of those good ones right there. Remember the Titans. There's several good underdog stories where people are struggling to succeed that people hold near and dear. I definitely think the problem with this fucking type of content is how general it is. It's just super fucking general across the board, as if no one else exists outside of this 1 or 2 point narrative that's being pointed right here. And it's very goofy to watch people just double and triple and quadruple down on something that has been proven multiple times that it is different based on the outcome of what's going on with everything around you, right? Different people do different things. Different people have different expectations. There's really shitty people, there's really good people, and there's tons of people that fall somewhere in between that narrative. It's funny. It gets views and stuff like that, I suppose. Not necessarily this one in particular. Hey, let's go get this guy a couple more views, shall we? Let's go actually get them a couple more subscribers. Actually go follow this stuff right here.
People are going to talk about you. It's just the fact. It doesn't matter whether you decide to start the business, decide to put out content, decide to start the fitness program or not. If you do the things that you say you want to do, somebody's going to have something to say. Who does he think he is? Elon Musk? He's starting a YouTube channel? Okay, Mr. Beast. And then if you don't do any of those things, it's going to be, oh, well, he had so much potential. He was capable of so much more. He just didn't do anything with it. So if people are going to talk anyway, and people are going to have something to say anyway, regardless of what you do, wouldn't you want to have them talk while you're doing something that's actually meaningful to you?
That's very true. That's 100% true. People are always going to talk shit right here. That's I'm someone that will always do that, and I'll always have someone say something about me. I do think it's good to note that, like, yes, people will always have something to say about you, and that is very well something that shouldn't stop you from fucking going and achieving your dreams. However, if people are saying something about you, and it's something that's very true, very measurable, very palpable, that someone can actually say, hey, this is probably wrong with you, then that doesn't mean ignore every little piece of, people talking to you or anything like that either. That's a very bad way to be too. Criticism and people talking shit about you keeps you humble. It keeps you to the ground. It keeps you being able to actually understand that you yourself also have faults and flaws that you can grow from. And this whole thing about, oh, people are just going to talk shit about you anyway. That's why the YouTube comment section is great. Yes, you will get tons of comments of people who do not like things that you say, and some of them are just not going to be very, like, supportive of you whatsoever. But every so once in a while, you'll get some, and it's genuine, relevant, and you can actually make changes to yourself and actually see that stuff. That's why I like having feedback. I like having that stuff. I'm not perfect, far from it. And I like people to tell me when they see things that are just glaringly wrong with me. And I like growing from it. That's what it is. That's what this stuff is too. I hate this mindset of like, oh, people are always just going to talk shit. Oh, don't worry about the people in the back. You got to be manly and have that shit bounce off your chest, have it dribble off your fucking beard, right in your nutsack, baby. It'll just absorb right in there and you'll get bigger nuts. Like, it's such a weird way to be, at least to me.
People are going to talk shit about you. It's just the fact.
Hey, you know how I know someone's really alpha and they're really like full? You know how you know someone's like actually a big tough man who's not afraid to speak their mind or anything like that? They'll just give their take unapologetically no matter what. When they gotta censor out their swear words, when they can't say shit because of the possibility of them possibly being monetized later on. We can't have someone get in the way of this monetization to my true hardcore actual manly tough feelings. That's surely not what this is. I gotta bleep out my fucking swear words because that's how manly and rough and tough I am. That's pretty good. It keeps going like that. You get the idea, right? There's several instances of this person talking about that stuff like that, right? One of them that got me, though, the one that actually, like, I want to bring up because it just shows how far this content can go and how stupid it can get, is this one right here. This one had me, like, just laughing in my fucking seat.
Bro, your girl should not be at the nightclubs. She should not have public social media accounts. Here's why. See, men run active game, but women, they run passive game. They don't go pursue men the way men pursue women. Instead, what women do is they put themselves in a position to be approached by men. So how do they do that? They go to clubs. They don't DM a guy, but they'll post a picture of them in a bikini to lure other guys into DMing them.
You hear that, ladies? You hear that? This guy right here says you shouldn't go out and you shouldn't have any kind of public social media. So any woman that was prospecting on giving him a view, or anybody on Instagram, or hell, anyone even in a Pokemon community that this person might be associated with at some point that might have actually wanted to watch this fool, yeah, well, you probably shouldn't be doing that because you're a woman. And if you're talking, if you're even prospecting, if you're even looking around something, you shouldn't have a public social media because you're a woman and you can't be trusted. You run passive game, not active game. See, men have to be hard, tough, and rough and always stomp around, and they have to ask women all the time. They run that active game. We got to actively be doing all this stuff. All women got to do is exist, and just people are going to flock to them. In some cases, this does happen. Some cases, this does exist. Social media does exemplify a couple of these things a little bit more. But this has got to be one of the fucking most generalized stupid things I've ever heard, okay? There are plenty of women who just have fucking enough bravery to go talk to men and be like, hey, I like you. You're cool. You want to fucking hang out? You want to go get some pizza? You want to go get something to drink? And a dude's like, yeah, that sounds cool to me. Happens all the time. There's plenty of men that don't fucking just scrowl the fucking clubs. There's plenty of women that go out and want to have a fucking drink with some of their friends and don't do any of this stuff. It's so goofy just how general this stuff is. Every woman who has public social media is running passive games. She's posting pictures of herself, and that's bad. She's got fucking Instagram fucking bikini photos. Doesn't matter if she's with her family or anything like that. Doesn't matter if she's at a family gathering or something like that, at like a beach or something. None of those photos need to be up. I mean, like, and it's so goofy. It's so fucking funny to me how easily this can be debunked just with fucking basic logic. First of all this stuff this guy's posting is a fucking ploy to get you to click on their stuff. This is all videos and views. This is all just stuff for you to actually listen to. The red pill content is popular, and quite frankly, I think this is a ploy to like cash in on it. Hopefully, old boy here does. Hopefully, great value fucking Andrew Tate over here. But at the same time, like, if this person was a woman, if this person right here, instead of having a nice little chiseled beard like that, didn't have their hair all gelled up to make them look as attractive as possible on a fucking camera, by the way, if they had boobs, they had big, luscious, pokey tits, they'd fucking be pushing them together too, for those views, for those clicks. Surprise, this is Seismic Shock, the guy that will literally do anything for views. So I'm not buying this stuff from anything you're saying, my guy. If you were a woman, you'd be doing the exact fucking same thing that you're, because you're a view person. That's so goofy.
So how do they do that? They go to clubs. They don't DM a guy, but they'll post a picture of them in a bikini to lure other guys into DMing them. The difference is that men are salesmen, we go out and we get the sale. But women, they're marketers. They do the marketing and they let the customers come to them. But see, most guys, they lack critical thinking and they can't identify these distinctions.
Yeah, but not you, huh? You can definitely identify those distinctions. You can tell when DMs are just gonna be flying. You can tell when those women are using their sick, delicious, bubbly bodies to like lure in those disgusting, irresponsible, stupid men.
See, most guys, they lack critical thinking and they can't identify these distinctions. So in a committed relationship, a man should stop taking shots, but a woman should stop advertising. It's a fair proposition. Most men are fooled. They're fooled into believing that just because your girl's not DMing a bunch of other dudes, then you're good. It's all fine because she's not conversing with other guys. But that's not the case because she was never initiating conversations to begin with.
Yeah, that's there's no woman ever that initiated conversations with dudes ever. That's not a more common thing at all. It kind of contradicts themselves too, because dude will say this stuff, but then previously he'll have another one. He has one about the fucking Me Too movement where dudes aren't doing this as well. It fucking contradicts it. Like, where's that fucking one?
Back in the days, most of the times you wait for somebody to make the first move. It might be on the first date, it might be on the third date, whatever. It could be the man or the woman. But now, women are starting to notice that the man has stopped making the first move. And these women are wondering, is it going to be the third date, a fourth date, a week later? He hasn't gone in for the kiss, he doesn't do any touching. And I'll tell you what guys will say nowadays. You don't know where the fuck a woman's gonna go with that story. I ain't touching nobody. And it's unfortunate because the Me Too movement is so strong and so powerful for those that really need it, but it shouldn't ruin the maturity that we should have within an intimate relationship. He hasn't gone in for the kiss, he doesn't do any touching. And I'll tell you what guys will say nowadays. You don't know where the fuck a woman's gonna go with that story. I ain't touching nobody. The difference is that men are salesmen, we go out and we get the sale. But
I agree with that. I'm definitely glad there's support for people that actually have things happen to them where people are unfortunately taken advantage of, and I'm glad people actually take that seriously. The problem is that shit all at the very beginning where he's like, men are starting to realize that, like, you know, we shouldn't make the first move. Women are asking, why are guys not making the first move? Motherfucker, in your previous one, you literally like, oh, men are the salesmen. We fucking stomp in there, drop our dicks on their foreheads and let them know we're what we're about. We're actually going in there for the kill, but women don't do that. Women actually just are going in there and fucking just posting big old booble photos, and that's how they get people. Like, what the fuck, man? Are men going in for it or are they not going in for it? Which one is it? It's such a like weird end all be all. There's a couple instances, I'm sure, of all this stuff happening across the board, okay? I'm sure it happens, but this stupid generalization whole thing, this whole thing's for money. This whole thing is for clicks. 110%, dude.
are men unattracted to independent women? No. It's just mad annoying when you make being independent your entire personality. Because those independent women are just average adults. Oh, you make your own money? You cook your own food? You do your own laundry? You pay your own bills? Wow, you're the average adult man. Like, you don't see a bunch of men going around saying, we're independent men. How cringy would that be?
That's really funny, with all that being said, where it's got Eurythmics' Sweet Dreams behind it. It's sung by a woman, an actual very progressive woman at the time that was trying to make some... That's really funny. I get that's like the instrumental of the Marilyn Manson one. That's just always funny to me. That's so fucking goofy. Oh, yeah. Oh, wouldn't it be so annoying if men were always being like, I'm a fucking adult that makes my own money and does my own stuff, proceeds to get on these little reels and talk about how successful men are by making their own money and do it. It's dog. Like, it's so annoying across the board when anybody does it. It is annoying when a woman's just like, I'm fucking independent. It's also annoying when dudes are like, I'm fucking independent. Look at me. I'm so good. I get all these cars. I fucking buy $800,000 worth of Pokemon cards. Yo, dog, check out all this stuff. I'm in the gym 24/7. I 100% am all about the gym all the fucking time. And then that's fine if that's their social media, but when that's all they fucking talk about, 110%, dude, talk about something else. Be fucking able to have a conversation about literally anything else. It's annoying when anybody does it. I fucking, man... Tell me you're single without telling me you're single, bro. All right, so once again, how I kind of know this whole thing is for like bullshit, it's for clicks and views. He doesn't even believe any of this stuff. He's just great value, Andrew Tate now. It's to me why this is funny to me is because a little bit ago, I would say this was like about 5 months ago-ish, something like that. There was a nice little thing that was posted up, and it was posted up by Pokinova. It was like when the AI thing was kind of all over the place, and she made like a little AI version of herself where it was kind of like, oh, here's what I'd be like if I was AI. Let's check this stuff out, you know. So it didn't look like weird as hell. It doesn't look like me. It's kind of weird. Old Seismic Shock slides in there, fucking just greased up, just goes right in for the kill. I don't know if I'm freaked out or turned on. This is the same year, by the way. This is the same year that this type of content is coming out. Why? Maybe both. maybe it could be both. Whatever. I'm not here to pry into his actual relationship or something like that. There's people talking about how he might have been still married at the time. There's people talking. I don't fucking know. I don't care. None of my business. All I know is this alpha male bullshit with him slide in here, like be like, I'm fucking turned on by this stuff. Yeah, that's real alpha omega of you, bro. Another thing that really stuck it for me was this kind of happened a little bit before that as well. At one point where it reeks of marketing for me, he had a little thing up. If you can't tell right here, this is his actual viewers based off male and female. He's 91% male, and then he has about 8% female, probably a little bit closer to 9% right there. And he posts, what he does is he... Sheesh, are there no female traders around? That's a wild difference. It's happening. The Bachelor Pokemon Trader Edition has now started. Sup, BB? Name's Allie. My subs call me Size Big, but you can call me Sadie. I like lifting weights, watching scary movies, some anime on the late. You know, it's later than late. There's two lates there. And, of course, collecting Pokemon cards. I have a smolder... Oh my god, he's a grown man my age posting this shit. DMs are greased and ready for you to slide into. Oh, thanks, dog. I'm glad they're greasy. Don't tell me what they're greased with. Tag a female trainer in this post and let's see that number go up on the channel. Ladies, if you feel pressured at all, good. I joking upside down face. That's a really good joke. It's a good joke when you have to say I'm joking. I really feel better about that now. 10% by the end of the week. Channel linked in the bio. Actually might start doing The Bachelor in our live streams. Shake my head, realize can't see. It only shows 8.1% females watch this channel. So he later claims it's a fucking joke. And I think it might be slightly, but I mean, you don't fucking post up looking like this. I mean, god damn, look at that guy. That guy work out. Guy's watching frame 2 so you can see how much stuff he's doing. Oh, hell yeah, dog. Don't know what's up with that bathroom in the back, but I mean, that's fucking whatever. No, at the gym, there he is right there. Look at those biceps. Look at those biceps. Getting the fucking stuff going on. But what I think made me realize he kind of turned to this was looking at that stuff right there. He realizes like females don't really watch his actual content anyway. So I think kind of a lay into this, he was already doing fitness content. Seismic then was like, why don't I just fucking go on to Red Pill content too? Why don't I just do that as well? Why don't I get some views? Why don't I get some clicks? I don't know what's happening personally in his life. As he said to me on my first video I ever did talking about him, who hurt you, big dog? Are you good? Is everything all right? I don't really think this is the way to get any kind of women to actually look at your stuff. In my personal opinion, what the fuck do I know? I'm just a big-ass fucking nerd. But at the same time, like, this seems like a whole just marketing, fakey fake, I think this way when you're talking like, sup, BB, I need to go get some females to watch my actual streams. Hey, call what you will. Call what you want. Hey, he's got 59 fucking thousand subscribers. He's still the bigger page. I'm not bullying anybody. If anything, I'm the one being bullied here. That's all I got. Appreciate it, virgins. See you later. Man, fuck you. Sup, BB. Name's Ali. I'm going to use that later. That's mine now.
Be a man, you must have honor and